Good morning, everyone. I'm Angelo Castro III.
I'm Angela, and we are the Castros.
And it's a Tuesday morning. It's a Tuesday brunch morning. And so far, so good ang weather. Sa inyo ba? Kamusta na ang weather? Share with us sa comments natin kung kamusta na ang weather sa inyo.
Siyempre, inaabangan din natin today, pero mamayang gabi pa yung dating ng ating mga delegates, diba? Yung mga Pilipino na atleta natin na nagpunta sa Paris Olympics.
Tapos tomorrow daw ang caravan.
Tomorrow na lang na move. Dapat kasi today yun.
Mula sa...
So they will be welcome pagdating nila dito at mamaya. They will be welcomed by our president sa Malacanang. Tapos there will be an awarding ceremony.
Tapos parade from Aliw Theater onwards daw.
That's going to be tomorrow.
Yun nga.
Okay.
Alright, madami tayong pag-uusapan, so let's go and start the show. We're serving you news in a countdown.
All that before your second cup of coffee. This is Brunch.
After our contingent for the Paris Olympics, it's time for our Paralympics delegation to showcase Filipino excellence to the world. Our six-man team has left for Paris for the 2024 Paralympics, scheduled from August 28 to September 8. Swimmer Ernie Gawilan is back in the Paralympics for the third time. Joining him are fellow para-swimmer Angel Otom, wheelchair racer Gerald Mangliwan, javelin thrower Sandy Asusano, taekwondo Jin Alain Ganapin, and para-archer Agustina Bantilo.
Yan. So, isa rin yan sa abangan natin. August 28 until September 8 ang ating mga Paralympics.
And we should give equal attention.
Of course.
Because they're as important and as on the same playing field as our regular Olympians. They represent our country. Nagtitrain. Isipin mo yan.
Alam mo yun si Ernie Gawilan, di ba? I have the honor to have featured him
Sabi yung jeepney driver?
Story. Hindi, iba yun. Hindi siya kasama ngayon.
Arnel Aba ba yun?
Arnel Aba yun. Pero very inspiring yung kanyang story. You were saying?
No, I was just asking about Arnel Aba.
So yun si Ernie Gawilan na feature ko siya before sa isang documentary. Talagang very inspiring story niya. And nag-gold siya sa mga Asian Para Games, sa mga iba pang mga swimming competitions. Kaya ngayon this is his third time na makakapunta sa Olympics.
Saka yung level of training, kasi nakikita ko yung training, how they train for it, diba? Mas matindi pa kaysa mga regular athlete. It's because nagdo-double time sila to compensate for yung kakulangan nila or yung disability nila.
Yes.
And for them to function like regular athletes, that is a feat in itself.
Exactly. And yan si Gerald Mangliwan, yung wheelchair racer. Ano yan schoolmate ko yan sa Trinity University of Asia. So, alumni siya doon. So, wala lang.
Same batch kayo?
Hindi. Mas matanda ako sa kanya. Pero, anyway, good luck sa ating mga Paralympics and syempre, dalangin natin yung mauwi nila. Yung
nag-medal sila. Nag-medal ata sila before, di ba?
Before, sa ASEAN, if I'm not mistaken. Tsaka yung mga Asian Para Games.
Okay, good luck.
Sila. Tapos, alam ko, nag-silver itong si Ernie Gawilan before. Sa Paralympics.
Go for gold. Kahit one gold tayo, okay na yan. Di ba? Di ba may ano rin ba sila mula sa Congress at PAGCOR?
Ngayon, kung mananalo, yun ang hindi ko alam. Pero
dapat meron.
Ngayon kasi, nasa Nimes, France sila for training camp. Tapos after nun, tsaka sila pupunta
pero I'm saying, pag nag-gold sana, they still have the same amount as a regular athletes. 10 million din dapat.
Pero alam ko naman, full support din sa kanila ang Philippine Sports
Commission.
Pero pag nanalo, yun ang hindi natin alam kung ano yung mga premyo nila.
Plus, kung may mag-gold sana, yung mga politiko will come out and post them also.
Pero alam mo itong si Ernie Gawilan, dahil nga nasubaybayan ko yung story niya before, meron siya mga napanalunan ng kotse, tapos yung pera na napanalunan niya.
He set up a home na magkasama yung ibang athletes.
Kasi he grew up in a home na, yung abandoned children, no? So, orphan siya.
Tapos, kasama niya yung mga iba.
Yung, at a certain time kasi dun sa home na yun, kunyari, at a certain age, at 18, no, kailangan ka nang umalis, doon ka na pakakainin. So, saan napupunta yung iba?
So,
naging ganun siya. So, ang nangyari, nagtayo siya ng sarili niyang home para dun sa mga nag-graduate na dun sa mga
di masaya, magkaibigan sila sama-sama.
Sama-sama. Tinutulungan niya yung mga kapwa.
Well, good luck guys. Good luck. Bring home the bacon. Ika nga.
Alright, let's continue with our countdown. PLDT and Smart's Innovation Grant Program is encouraging the youth to come up with innovations for persons with disability. Para bigyan ng mukha ang balita, Mobile Journal, Mary Mon Reyes.
On its fourth season, PLDT and Smart's innovation grant program Innovation Generation for young and tech-savvy Filipino innovators is now challenging the youth to create inclusive solutions to support persons with disabilities. Together with the National Council on Disability Affairs, this is to create technological advancements that would help PWDs in overcoming day-to-day challenges and to support NCDA and its member agencies' programs and operations.
The Innovation Generation program has always been a beacon of hope and creativity for young Filipinos who are eager to make a difference in their communities. Our collaboration with BLE and SMART is not just a partnership. It is a shared responsibility to uplift the lives of persons with disabilities.
This will take a big leap for the disability sector because we are direly in need of innovation na magbibigay ng full access sa technology, sa transportation, sa information, and skills. More so, capacity building is more of a whole of nation approach.
Through a series of creative competition, Innovation Generation is calling entries from all senior high school, vocational, undergraduate, and graduate students ages 15 to 25 to take the opportunity in showcasing their intellect and engineering prowess, as well as to make a change for the PWD sector.
We envision a world where everyone and anyone can celebrate diversity and empower individuals from all walks of life.
Innovation ensures that the benefits of technological progress are accessible to all members of the community. At PLDT and SMART, innovation is at the heart of everything that we do. And we also believe that the youth has the power to create positive change for all sectors of society.
Innovation Generation will begin on August 12 and run until October 25. A series of online lectures and mentorship will also be made accessible to equip participants with skills for project implementation as well as cash grants. The mechanics of Innovation Generation can be found at the official pages of NCDA. In addition to wishing the participants good luck, the PLDT executives also encouraged innovations that would utilize existing technology for the benefit of more people.
Alam niyo naman, may Paralympics, di ba? Yes! So I'm challenging all of you there, brilliant minds, lahat ng mga estudyante.
It would be of great help if they can think along the lines of digital technology, something along the lines of the digital ecosystem, because this is the product and service that we offer at PLDT and SMART. So kung makakaisip sila ng solusyon that requires connectivity, a service or a solution that go along with it.
Innovation for all. That is the goal of Innovation Generation, that along the waves of modernization, nobody gets left behind. Mobile journalist Mary Reyes, we are One News.
Talk about inclusivity.
At saka you have to look at the countries that are very progressive, the economy is very good. It's they stimulate the economy, but not only yung mga regular people, but yung mga differently abled people, di ba? Yung mga PWDs. You stimulate the economy because if they start to become productive, di ba? Hindi na sila reliant on the regular people. No, hindi sila reliant on people who are working sa taxes nila.
Yes.
They also contribute to the coffers, the treasury, di ba? So it's nice that we're starting to stimulate, but malayo pa ang kailangan gawin ng bansa natin in order to make this whole country totally accessible and easy for people with disabilities, to function well, because even our transport system in general is not friendly.
Oh, 'di ba? Recently nga nagkaroon tayo ng issue dito dahil yung sa rampa. So dapat talaga nakakasama sa yung integration, yung mga technological progress, nakakasama ang PWD
so far,
community.
ang nakikita ko lang na friendly lang sa PWD community yung mga major malls
Major malls. And some schools actually.
And some most public schools naman. It's just that it has to be friendly for all na rin talaga.
Exactly.
Para at least, di ba, medyo madalian sila sa buhay nila.
And they're part of the society. Kaya nga meron ako nakita nag-comment dun sa post ko sa Facebook page ko about yung Paralympics nga, yung sila naman, ganyan-ganyan, congratulations at saka good luck. Sabi, bakit daw pa pinag-aaksayhan ng pera? itong mga to na hindi naman daw makakakuha ng parang kung gusto kong patulan, pero I just said this is not just about winning or securing a gold medal, but it's also recognizing yung mga ginagawa ng mga PWD and of course yung inclusivity, diba?
Porket ba hindi nyo pag pinost hindi pa popular sa panlasa ng tao, pag nanalo, hindi nyo na ipopost sa Facebook nyo na mas malaki pa mukha nyo.
Oo.
Pero pag dito, di ba, dapat lahat.
Exactly.
Equal lang tayong lahat.
Equal rights. Alright, so we're very excited dun sa partnership na yan ng
Yes,
PLDT,
looking forward to that.
Smart,
Sana
and NCDA.
mas madami pang ganyan na project soon.
Yes.
Alright, let's move on to the next. Entering our top 8 is about our pork supply. The Agriculture Department assured the public that we have enough supply of pork in the coming months amid the spread of African swine fever or ASF. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. said the ASF-related lockdowns are localized to affected farms and not to municipalities or provinces. To further ensure our supply of pork, the DA is also implementing a hog repopulation, as well as continuing pork importation. Laurel reminded sellers that the price of pork should not be affected by the ASF.
Oo. Alright, kasi syempre, yung mga tao, ang tawag doon, di ba tulad ng sinabi ko sa'yo kahapon, na ano bang gagawin ng DA dito? Are they going to implement yung 1710 protocol? Which is sabi nila, nung 2019 and 2020, nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, di ba yun yung ginawa nila? And they're not going to do that, I think, no? Kasi sabi nila, masyado daw strict,
para sa mga viewers
yung rules
natin,
ngayon,
Angel, kindly orient them.
Ulitin ko na naman.
What 1710 is, di ba? In grade school terms. Ano ba
yan? Within 1 kilometer radius from ground zero. Yun dapat papatayin yung mga
Pag 7.
mga hogs.
In 10.
Tapos wala din dapat makakapasok doon.
Within 10 kilometers.
Tapos kapag 7 kilometers, wala mo nang papatayin pero imo-monitor muna. Pag 10 kilometers 10 kilometer radius from ground zero, ganun din. Report lang, monitor.
Good job, that will do.
That'll do.
Hindi ko rin kasi hindi ko maalala.
Pero ang tanong dyan, magkakaroon ba ng effect ito doon sa mga processed meat? Diba?
Hindi, kasi naman ang ASF in general, it's a viral bacterial form, diba? Na if you cook it, any form of bacteria or virus, namamatay naman. It's just that not everyone knows how to handle it properly. Mahirap na at delikado. Pero
kasi
alam mo,
sige, go ahead.
naging issue din the way they were calling. I remember nung pandemic, nagkaroon ng news item na nag-leak na when they were calling yung mga baboy, hinagisan sila naghukay sila, they put them sa hukay na buhay. Madami sila tapos hinagisan ng gasolina, tapos sininde. So, umiiyak yung mga baboy in pain. Parang ang sinasabi ng Department of Agriculture kasi, there's a better way and more humane way to cull pigs na hindi sana daw ganun.
Yeah, I remember that. Oo, di ba ang dami nga nagagalit?
Actually, napanood natin yung video sa, I think it was sa Reels or sa YouTube, yung mga pig na nagsaslide sa swimming. Parang sabi ko, ayoko na kumain ng baboy. Tapos,
except bacon.
Nakapagtiis ako ng 1 week tapos nakakita ko ng bacon tsaka spam. Ay, parang mahirap ata ito. Right.
Pero sinasabi nga nila, yung mga facilities naman na ng mga may hogs na yung mga negosyo nito, mas marami na daw ngayon yung may mga biosecurity to make sure na mahihiwalay yung mga merong may sakit or wala.
Para you don't have to generally cull na lang para pag na-detect na kaagad, i-isolate the sick ones and save yung pwede pa i-save.
Sabi ni Secretary Francisco Q. Laurel ng DA na actually nga, di ba nabanggit mo rin yun kanina, yung sa pagluluto nung may sakit, actually pwede din daw yun. And in other countries, meron silang parang proseso, yung sanitation, infection facility, something like that, na kahit may sakit, pwedeng lutuin. Pero parang para maiwasan na lang, wag na.
No, there is
parang hindi ko yata kayang kainin nung alam ko ng
there is a step that yung HACCP step, yung protocol procedure na kahit kami, when we took culinary, pinag-aaralan namin yan, the only meat that you cannot cook to save it is rancid meat or yung green na meat. Unsavable na yan. Pero even an infected chicken, may way of cooking it na nawawala ka agad.
Huwag niyo na lang sasabihin
you have
sa
to-
akin.
You have to,
Huwag na sabihin,
you have to remember any meat that is cooked, basta hindi panisa, that is cooked to a high temperature, wala magsusurvive na any organism whatsoever dyan. It's just that, kaya nga ang general rule, it's not suggested. It's because not everyone is trained to cook meat properly. There's a right way of doing it. Hindi yung mga kalye style na isasalang mo lang sa apoy, okay na. Hindi. There's a way of doing it. Eh, yun, kinakabahan kasi, baka ma-infect ka kasi if you don't cook it properly.
Anyway, so itong ASF na to, sabi nila hindi na maka-apekto sa supply because isolated kill farm-based ang mga cases nito and mag-i-import na lang kapag kulang.
Ay, nako.
Or repopulation program, sabi nga.
Mag-i-import na ng pagkulang.
Coming up, the Health Department wants to ban swimming in floodwaters as cases of leptospirosis surge.
And the Philippine government is set to file another diplomatic protest against China following an airspace incident. Agree ako dyan. No swimming sa baha.
Yung mga kapatid natin nanonood sa atin ngayon sa Facebook, sa YouTube, tsaka of course sa TV nila. Pwede sila mag-comment, ano ba? Agree ba kayo na huwag na lang mag-swimming? Diba? Kapag baha, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng
bago
batas
tayo
dyan.
umalis, isipin nyo, kung mag-swimming kayo, di ba may video din lumalabas, yung mga daga nag-swimming din, nag-enjoy, nagbabackstroke pa. So, gusto nyo ba sabayan sila?
We are just getting started, mga kapatid. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. Good morning! You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Happy Tuesday po sa lahat. And batiin ko lang yung ating mga nanonood dito sa YouTube. Si Ronald Maxtay, si Mark Santiago, na nanonood daw po sila ng asawa niya via Signal One News Channel HD. Bagong recruit daw niya yung kanyang asawa. Si Oscar and yun, si Ronald Maxtay nanonood.
Ito naman si Gary Field, sabi niya, agree, no swimming sa baha, tulad ng tubig, dapat di maiwasan, makakalunok ka ng tubig. Good morning daw from Sampokin Mongo, si Mer Abad, ang ganda ng stickers.
Si Gary Field.
Si Alex Fuentes, si Vladimir.
Si Tito Naldi and Tita Daisy Castro.
Yes.
Din sa atin.
Tito Tix, hello, good morning.
Mina Benales ng
Jessie Mendez, ang Jessie Mendez
and
family.
Jerry Young, of course. Alright.
For my t-shirts. Okay,
Alright,
let's go.
Continue with our countdown. Coming in at our 7th spot, Meralco customers will again see an increase in their electricity billings for this month. The power distributor says it would impose a slight upward adjustment of around 3 centavos per kilowatt hour. For residential customers consuming 200 kilowatt hours, this would mean an additional 7 pesos in their electricity bills. Meralco attributed the latest power rate hike to the higher transmission charge for August.
Lahat ng mga adjustments na nangyayari itong mga nakaraang buwan, taon, no, ay dahil sa tinatawag na pass-through costs. It's either generation or transmission na siyang nagda-drive ng adjustments, whether it's upward or downward.
Stopping at the 6th spot, let's move on. The maritime education in the country. The Commission on Higher Education, or CHED, revealed that only around 1 out of 5 students enrolled in maritime programs have graduated on time. Based on their data, only 19% of students enrolled in marine transportation and marine engineering programs in the school year 2018 to 2019 have graduated for the past 2 years. Kabayan Party List Representative Ron Salo expressed concern over the low success rate in maritime programs. Joel Ramirez of CHED said one of the reasons behind the low graduation rate is the lack of ships for the onboard training of the students.
Oo, yan yung nagiging problema kasi remember nung 2021 sinabi ng European Commission na baka tanggalin tayo.
Because kulang tayo sa skills and updating.
Oo, parang hindi sa international standards yung pagtitraining sa atin. So ngayon nakikita nila yung isa sa mga reasons din dahil kulang tayo sa mga ships na ginagamit ng mga estudyante para sa pagtitraining nila. 'Diba? So dapat yan ang ayusin nila. And sinasabi nga ni Congressman Ron Salo, sinabi niya na kung mapapasa nga yung Magna Carta for seafarers, maaring itong maging okay kasi magre-require ito ng mga mag-guarantee yung mga marine institutions na talagang mag-a-abide sila doon sa international standards.
Yeah,
Magbibigyan ng karampatang training yung mga estudyante for this. And we'll be able to, supply. Kasi noong 2021 daw, tayo yung mataas yung supply ng mga, tawag din, mga top supplier ng seafarers. No? Noong 2021 yun. According yan sa United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Alright, let's continue with our countdown. Switching gears now for our top 5. Vice President Sara Duterte's ratings continue to slide, at least according to SWS. In their latest survey, Duterte got a net satisfaction rating of plus 44. That's a 19-point drop from her 63 rating in March. This is the lowest satisfaction rating the Vice President received since assuming office in 2022. Meanwhile, House lawmakers say there are no talks of an impeachment complaint against Duterte. This comes amid circulating rumors that a petition to oust the Vice President is set to be filed in Congress.
Huwag na tayo mag-impeachment kasi diba, ang dami naman kailangan gawin. Tsaka wala pa naman ang ginawang impeachable offense so far si Vice President Sara.
Again,
But since it's a free practice naman, other people from the outside can file, but siguro within the Congress wala ngang usap-usapan, but outsiders can. Di ba, sino yung lawyer? Sino yung lawyer na mahilig mag-file ng impeachment paulit-ulit?
Yeah.
May isang lawyer yan na talagang walang patid yan.
Laging may
impeachment complaint yan every year noon remember
Yeah.
Ayun.
Pero yun nga, yung sa satisfaction na rating ni
Not only SWS, there's another
Vice President Sara Duterte.
there's another survey company that equally had the same numbers, double-digit drop in ratings, and this comes after yung official nga na paghihiwalay nila ni PBBM. Malaki ang drop that's a big number.
Kasi syempre ngayon, ano na yung pagbabasihan ng mga tao sa ginagawa niya. Dahil, well, let's face it, 'di ba? Sabi nga nila, spare tire ang Vice President. Wala naman siyang unlike nung siya yung Secretary ng Education Department, makikita mo, pwede mong, to be fair, makikita mo kung ano ba yung ginawa niya, ano ba yung mga programa na pinatutupad under her leadership.
Ang DepEd, Department of Education kasi is a very visible department. So nakikita siya lagi at the forefront siya of all the students, the teachers, of all the parents. So ngayon, di ba, since wala na siya sa circulation ng sa DepEd, no? So pag tatanungin mo tao, anong ginagawa niya? Parang di ba, parang wala na
Wala siyang ginagawa ngayon Ngayon, ang naririnig mo na lang, of course, yung mga batikos niya.
Yan ang feeling ng ibang tao kasi puro batikos yan. But the Office of the Vice President has their own budget naman and their own programs.
Speaking of budget, di ba, yan din ang sinasabi niya, isa sa mga reasons niya bakit siya umalis ng Education Department, yung usapin ng budget. At sinasabi nga ni Secretary Amena Pangdanganan, nire-respeto nila yung wisdom ng Congress kung i-align yung mga budget, ayusin. Right. And sinasabi naman nga nila na kahit nga ngayon 2024, mataas naman ang budget para sa Department of Education.
Correct.
Diba?
Okay.
Alright, let's continue with our countdown.
Ranking fourth in our countdown is a sensitive story. The independent contractors of GMA7 have firmly denied accusations of sexually harassing actor Sandro Mulak. In a Senate hearing, Jojo Nones and Richard Cruz emotionally rejected all accusations thrown against them. The two said their reputation was tarnished because of the issue. Nones and Cruz also insisted that no one complained about them in their 30 years of being a creative consultant in the television industry.
Humihiling po kami sa sambayanan na wag niyo po muna kaming husgahan. Ipako na para mga convicted na criminals. Kay Sandro, wala kaming ginawang masama sa iyo at alam mo yan sa puso mo. Hindi pa huli ang lahat. Magsabi ng totoo.
Hindi po namin sisirain ang iniingatan naming pangalan at karera at reputasyon para makapag-abuso o harass ng isang tao.
Alright, let's continue with our countdown. Moving over now to our top 3, the Health Department wants to ban swimming in flood waters. Secretary Ted Bosa said he will recommend LGUs to issue an ordinance on the matter. He added that he would also tap the Education Department to help in educating children about leptospirosis and other diseases. Herbosa explained that the issue has become a behavior problem which needs to be changed. Yan nga yung sinasabi natin na I think it's high time talaga na magkaroon. Bakit ba wala tayong ganun? Although dito sa atin naman, for as long as I can remember sa media, hindi naman tayo nagkukulang din ng paalala, 'di ba, sa mga kababayan natin na kapag every time may baha dito sa atin, bawal po ang mag-swimming dahil baka po kayo ay magkaroon ng iba't ibang sakit, lalo nga itong leptospirosis.
And every time na may flood tayo, we always see a lot of videos of people swimming, not only sa streets, no? Kunyari sa garahe nila, pag umulan at umangat yung tubig, just swimming doon. Pero you could see also sa same video, may daganang sa swimming sa gilid, di ba? And they understand, if you ask them, alam nila na may problem. Yung mga iba nga sasagutin, magagamot na lang ako. Nag-enjoy. Yung mga ibang bata, di ba, sa Manila, nag-dive sila sa, I think this was the underpass. Nag-dive sila from the walkway down into the underpass.
Yung nga sinasabi na, while we understand yung sinasabi na resiliency ng mga Pilipino tungkol dito, pero still, di ba, kahit na ano pang sabihin natin, nakikita pa rin natin sila na nagsuswimming dito sa baha. So I think it's high time nga na magkaroon ng ordinance para pagbawalan, no, ang mga tao. Baka sakali na mababa yung kaso natin ng leptospirosis. Kasi nakita naman natin as of yesterday nung nakausap natin ng spokesperson ng DOH na mataas talaga yung bilang ng mga nagkakaroon ng leptospirosis. At hindi lang yan, nagkakaroon pa ng mga namamatay dahil dito.
And then we talked to Albert, di ba? ASEC Albert, spokesperson Domingo. And he said na, di ba, it hits major organs. It starts off with the liver, kidney, and then it could go all the way up to the brain. So
DOH partnering with Department of Education regarding this, okay yun din, di ba? Wala ako naman nakikitang issue doon. Dapat naman talaga ma-educate yung mga tao para malaman nila kung ano yung consequences kapag sila ay naliligo o nagsuswimming sa tubig baha. Nakikita naman natin sa videos natin, di ba? Sa mga file videos natin. Parang every year, ang bansa natin, lagi naman talaga tayo binabaha. Talagang yung iba, wala silang choice kundi dumaan sa baha.
Wala naman tayong magagawa dito yung mga tumatawid.
Pero yung magsuswimming at maglalaro.
Itong last baha kasi, nakita natin mga bata na nagda-dive. Tapos meron pa nga video na yung may rumaragas ang tubig. Itong recently lang may isang adult male na nag-backstroke swimming. Sinabayan yung ragasan ng tubig tapos nakangiti pa. Meron isa pang grupo ng mga lalaki nag-iinuman sa gitna ng baha. 'Di ba? Tapos nagba-backflip pa sa tubig.
So instead kasi na makatulong, 'di ba? Lalo tayong napapahamak dahil nga dumadami yung kaso ng mga leptospirosis. But let's talk more about this proposal.
Former DOH Secretary and now Congresswoman Janet Garin is joining us live via Zoom. Good morning po, Congresswoman.
Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning rin po at maraming salamat sa pag-imbita.
Let's get right to it po. Now, what po is your reaction about the proposal to ban swimming in flood waters? Is this necessary po or should we just strengthen our campaigns para ma-inform ang public about the bad effects of swimming in flood waters?
Well, it can be done, no? But unfortunately sa pananaw ko, yung epekto nun hindi ganun kalakas. Ikumpara mo sa talagang aggressive public health information na mga galing dun sa Department of Health. And not only the Department of Health, siguro ang sa mga usapin siguro ng kampanya sa kalusugan, kailangan tayong manawagan, no, dun sa ating mga minsan lang kasi ang problema, nagkakaroon ng maraming fake news. So I believe there should be maybe retired or let's say the Philippine Medical Association can be more proactive in this. But of course, ito nga ay primary obligation ng Department of Health.
Since nga po kayo'y naging DOH secretary before, during your time po ba, ganito rin po ba kataas yung kaso ng mga leptospirosis noon? And ano po yung nagawa po natin? Go ahead.
Initially, yes. No? Pero ang nakita nga namin yung mga problema, kaya ang unang ginawa ay talagang pre-procession. No? Pre-procession yung mga doxycycline. Ang doxycycline, kasi ito yung gamot na dapat inumin mo agad-agad within 24 to 72 hours upon exposure para pigilan. No? Kung napasukan ka man ng spirochete or leptospira, mapipigilan yung pag-atake niya sa iyong katawan. Naging problema dati na nakita namin ay meron naman, bumibili ang Department of Health pero nasa central office. Kaya nga nung kapanahonan ko, itinababa namin hindi lamang sa regional offices hanggang sa munisipyo and then dun sa schools. No? Kasi yun pangkaraniwan ang nagiging evacuation center. So what should be done? Unang-una is magbabagyo pa lang, talagang paulit yung advokasya na ito from the Department of Health as well as our municipal health officers. Kasi nga, devolve rin, no? Yung institution. And then, pag nag-pre-position tayo, it means making it accessible dun sa mga tao. Kasi mababahaan. Pag humingi ng gamot sa sentro, wala pa kasi humihingi pa sa regional office. Yung regional office, humihingi pa sa central office. That at the moment it reaches the end user, yung ating mga kababayan, isang buwan na. So wala na siyang gamit. At ayun nga, hindi masyadong naintindihan ng tao na maski wala kang sugat, ay dapat uminom ka pa rin agad-agad ng doxycycline. 2 tabletas within 24 to 72 hours. At yun namang mga lumangoy, or let's say umabot yung baha sa may ilong or mata, syempre those are open areas o yung baka may sugat, hindi mo masiguradong may sugat ka, dapat yung pag-inom mo ng doxycycline na 2 tabletas ay 3 hanggang 5 araw. Depende sa extent ng exposure. At yun yung iba na talagang matagal masyado yung exposure, umaabot yan, no? Pwedeng umabot yan hanggang 1 buwan. So, etong impormasyon na ito ay malamang hindi bumaba sa taong bayan. Because it's very important to see the words na ang leptospirosis ay nakakamatay. Kapag ikaw ay na-expose sa baha at hindi ka uminom ng gamot na prevention ng leptospirosis, ay pwede kang magkaroon ng sakit na ikakamatay mo. At kapag ikaw ay may sintomas, almost always it is a point of irreversibility. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo na siya maibabalik kung sa dapat pinigilan mo. So yun yung mga bagay na dapat nga alam ng tao at maintindihan ng tao.
Kung you mentioned yung pagbaba ng information, I agree with that. No? But there's also a lack of information, I think, about educating yung mga the people about what leptospirosis is. Kasi parang ang alam lang namin, sa baha tumataas ang lepto. Pero is there other ways that you can get leptospirosis para at least if we know all the ways na pwede kami ma-infect, pwede pong maiwasan ng areas or yung risk to leptospirosis?
Well, medyo mahirap-hirap. Kaya nga, we really advocate taking doxycycline as a prevention post-exposure. Ang tawag natin doon, post-exposure prophylaxis. Kasi ang spirochete na yan ay nanggagaling sa ihi ng mga daga. Syempre, hindi naman natin mapigilan. All over the country, meron talaga mga daga. Iihi sila, pwedeng dry, no? Dry yung lupa. Pero ang nagiging problema noon, once, hindi naman sila nawawala agad-agad. They stay there for a certain period of time. Kapag umulan at may baha, aanurin sila. Pupunta sila sa kung saan may tubig. At kapag ikaw ay na-expose doon, kung wala kang sugat, medyo mababa ang posibilidad na mapasukan ka. But it's not a full guarantee. Kaya nga, ang sinasabi natin, may sugat ka man o wala, kapag na-expose ka sa tubig baha, uminom ka agad-agad ng 2 tabletas ng doxycycline within 24 to 72 hours. Kapag ikaw naman ay, let's say, may sugat o hindi ka siguradong may sugat ka, or ikaw ay napalangoy, napalsikan yung mata mo, yung ilong mo, o yung bunganga mo, ang pag-inom mo ng 2 tabletas ay up to 3 to 5 days. Ito yung mga impormasyon na dapat paulit-ulit na sinasabi dahil hindi ganun kadali pigilan ang exposure. At certain times, hindi mo mapigilan, ma-expose ka sa baha.
Opo.
Hindi mo naman mapigilan na umihi yung daga. Ito yung mga bagay na
Yeah.
beyond our control.
That's right.
Ito po bang if ever po ma-implement itong suggestion ni DOH Secretary Ted Herbosa na i-ban po ang pagsuswimming kapag may baha. If this implemented po, how can we enforce this, particularly in flood-prone areas?
Well, yun yung sinasabi ko. It's a good suggestion. However, when it comes to the practicability of implementing it, kasi syempre pagdating ng baha, busy lahat ng tao. So, even yung ating police force, busy yan sa pagresponde sa mga evacuees. So, kung manghuhuli ka, na parang iikot ka, manghuhuli ka ng mga tao, medyo magkakaroon yan ng reaction. Kasi syempre, yung mga magulang yan ay nagliligpit, nasiraan ng mga gamit. Right. So it's a good proposal, but the practicability of really implementing it might be very challenging. So talagang dapat natin bumalik na kapag tag-ulan or magkakaroon ng konting baha, yung paulit-ulit na mensahe sa mga tao. And we need to activate our barangays and we need to activate our LGUs by, pwede na kasi ngayon text lang, tawag lang na, mga katropa sa kalusugan, be aggressive again on reminding our people. At isa dyan, kailangan natin ilagay yung mukha ng mga nabiktima na ng leptospirosis. Kasi ganun ang Pilipino ganun ang tao. Pag hindi nila nakikita yung mukha ng infeksyon, nakakalimutan nila.
That's
so
right.
It should be part of a regular aggressive campaign every time na babaha or maski uulan. Kasi minsan, hindi naman malaki yung baha, pero yung iba, nagpapaa. So, malambot kasi yung balat in between our toes at pwedeng pumasok dyan yung spirochete. No? And again, paulit-ulit natin na sinasabi, dapat available and accessible yung doxycycline up to the barangay level.
Alright, sige, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. That was our former DOH Secretary and now Congresswoman Janet Garin. Thank you so much po.
Maraming salamat. God bless.
Okay. Alright, yun nga Pero maganda yung point na yun.
Maganda yung
how
point
are
na
they
yan.
going to enforce it? Kasi ako, di ba sabi ko kanina, personally, okay yun, i-ban. Kasi nga, parang matigil na to. Pero tama nga naman, on the other side of the fence, paano dahil busy yung mga law enforcement authorities natin, kung manghuhuli pa sila ng mga bata.
But I guess siguro, pag nasa mindset ng Filipino, I don't know kasi if you ban it, it might not work 100%, but to some degree it may work because it's a law. Nagiging batas siya. So baka ang initial response na gusto natin makita, it will be a deterrent. Kasi ang karamihan na nagsiswimming mga bata. So kung mga magulang alam nilang bawal, baka mapagsabihin ng mga bata. Ang second problem na nakikita ko is sa enforcement is distinguishing somebody who is swimming from somebody who is wading through the water to get to another place. How will you prove na nagsiswim siya kung law enforcement agent ka, kung ikaw tumatawid ka lang to get to the other side, di ba?
Siguro naman pag tumatalon-talon siya tapos tumatawa-tawa hindi siya tumatawid.
What if masayahin? For example lang, last na before we go, tatawid ka sa baha. Nadapa ka kasi malakas ang current mo. Tapos syempre natawa ka, nakita ka, bawal swimming, di ako nagsiswimming.
Siguro hindi naman lahat.
No, I'm just saying, di ba yung mga IRR ng certain things like this, ano yung determination na nagsiswimming ka? Kung nagbabackstroke ka at nagda-dive siguro,
yung nakita natin
obvious
sa video,
na
obviously swimming yun. Pero yung mga dumadaan, or yung mga, di ba meron din sila dyan yung nakita din natin, kasama din ng mga mobile journers natin at the time, yung parang merong makeshift sila ng mga bangka na tinutulak. Tapos, ginagawa nilang transportation nga para makatawid yung mga tao sa kabilang side. At binabayaran
hindi naman swimming
sila
yun
doon. Pero, babad ka pa rin doon sa tubig.
No, but that's not swimming. The coverage lang is for people doing this for recreation.
Wala ko sinasabing huhulihin yun Sinabi ko yun ang pwedeng difference din noon.
Kala ko lang.
Ba't mahuhulihin?
Paano yung mga segue mo kasi hindi mo in-intro maayos
Intindihin mo yung sinasabi ko.
Paano yung mga daga na nagba-backstroke? Hindi po joke yan. May kumalat na video, daga nag-backstroke during the baha. Huhulihin ba yung daga?
Siyempre hindi.
Joke lang. Tinetesting lang kita. Okay, don't go away because we're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Happy Tuesday sa inyong lahat. And thank you for your comments. Keep on coming, di ba?
Let's continue our countdown.
Straight on our second spot, Senate President Cheese Escudero clarifies his controversial remark regarding holidays. Escudero says the Senate is not seeking to reduce the existing number of holidays. He emphasized, though, that they plan to limit the approval of more holiday bills. The lawmaker also denied issuing any directives to Senate committees to study the possibility of merging existing holidays.
Walang issue sa holiday. Ang polisiya ng Senado, wag nang dagdagan yung mga holiday natin ngayon dahil sobrang dami na, pero wala kaming balak bawasan.
Senator Cynthia Villar is in favor of limiting the number of non-working holidays in the country. Villar, whose family is known for various businesses, said having too many non-working holidays is not good for the economy.
Sa kanila naman, okay yung working holiday. Sa amin, ha? Huwag lang masyadong maraming non-working holiday. Kasi pag non-working holiday, affected na lahat. Affected yung trabaho ng gobyerno, affected din yung mga private enterprises.
Now let's talk more about that issue.
We have with us George Barcelon, Chairman of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, joining us live via Zoom. Good morning, Sir George. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning for inviting me.
Yes, I'm sure you heard the initial statement of Senate President Cheese Escudero and his clarification on the matter. What is your reaction po to his statement?
Well, the Senate President, I think, is expressing his thought that, and he has heard this from the private sector, that we do have a lot of holidays, non-working holidays, plus some extra. We have, I think in the ASEAN region, we have the most number of national holidays, which is about 18, plus other holidays that are called for. So if you add it up, it's quite a big number. And I do agree with Senator Villar about when you have a lot of holidays, it affects the economy. First of all, like in manufacturing, some of these manufacturing companies, they go, the nature of their operations is, 24/7, at least, 7 days a week. And if they need the workers to come in, they have to pay extra. They have to pay 100% more on their wages. So that adds on to the cost, no? And somehow, if you're an exporter, when you have deadline to meet, having those added costs makes you less competitive, or it really cuts into your profit. We have, aside from the holidays that mandated, we also have such thing as the maternity leave, which is it's 105 days for a lady worker in the company, whether single or married, and that's the burden is borne by the employer. And we have also paternity leave, which is 7 days mandated by law. And plus the fact in the private sector, most companies, the medium-sized one, they have their collective bargaining agreement. Again, dagdag naman, we have those sick leave and vacation leave, which usually range from 10 to 15 days. So when you add everything to it, it's very substantial, and it's the added cost to the operation of a business. On the other side, when it's a national holiday or non-working holiday, the BSP doesn't operate. The Bureau of Customs doesn't operate. And this somehow, delay the whole flow of doing business with the customs. If they're not operating, it affects the logistic. Okay, delivery of goods are delayed. Exporting of goods are delayed also. So that's where we're coming from, and I hope that this issue be looked at carefully. As the Senate President said, they have no intention of reducing it. That's fine, but I hope that there will be no added non-working holidays.
Yeah. Pero yun nga, Opo, yan po yung of course on your end dun sa other side of the fence naman sa mga labor po natin, of course medyo hindi po naging maganda yung reaction nila on this at ang sinasabi din po nila this is extra pahinga din on their part. Your take on that?
Actually, based on what I've gathered, wherein we have, extended holidays, yung long weekend. No? Out of 12 months, I looked at some of the numbers. Mga 8 months na meron tayong extended holiday. Kasi sa daming holiday natin, yung bumabaksak sa Lunes, extended, naging Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That in itself, sometimes, the workers, they themselves complain that wala silang trabaho kasi na-declare na extended holidays. So it works both sides, no? Yung mga manggagawa, gusto rin na may trabaho para meron silang source of income. So itong mga aspect na holiday at saka wages, this has been taken care of Di ba meron tayong mga tripartite, may mga wage adjustment. I think that takes care of the wage aspect, no? Itong mga additional, it's additional burden on the establishment. We have to strike a balance, no? Before, if you notice, when we had 14 days of holiday, national holiday, that was more manageable. Now it's like 18, national holiday, plus, and then you have some local holidays on region or on cities. Those really adds up. The rationale is good. I mean, as the Senate President said, they'll look into it. They're not planning to reduce it, but I hope that we can have a balanced approach to this issue on holidays.
Alright, on that note, maraming salamat po sa inyong insights on that issue. That is George Barcelon, ang President Emeritus of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat po. Thank you.
Maganda ang sinabi ni Sir George Barcelon about striking a balance, di ba? In the event na hindi nga matuloy itong pag-reduce ng holidays back to 14 or even less, ano yung balance na sinasabi? Because there are some employees who don't want this to happen because kung bawasan mo holidays, yung mga double pay at pahinga nila nawawala. Then there's the other side of the fence naman ng mga taong hindi. Aside from the employers, yung mga employees din na hindi nababawasan o nadadagdagan pa nagka-holiday. So mas gusto pa nilang pumasok. Yung mga no work, no pay.
Tayo yun.
Hindi. Anyway, how do you strike that balance? Diba? Because there are also, let's face it, small enterprises that benefit also from holidays. And that's our tourism sector. And in tourism department natin, may quota tayo. Diba? And stimulate. Of course, we have tourist arrivals. But aside from that, we also have local tourists. Meaning tourists from the metro that go to the provinces. Nakasalalay din sila doon.
Doon sa ano na yun.
Hindi naman
kapag nag-holiday, pupunta sila doon, mag-out of town
Ang tourist naman sa mga tourist spots natin is not defined as tourists from abroad. It's just defined as tourists in general. So you have local and you have foreign.
Oo. So yun, syempre yung iba, ayaw nila yan. Pero yun naman, nilinaw naman Senator Chis Escudero na hindi naman tatanggalin but hindi na lang magdadagdag as much as possible. Alright, let's continue with our countdown. Ito na. Our top story for today is the recent China's harassment against our aircraft. The Foreign Affairs Department is set to file another diplomatic protest against China for endangering a Philippine Air Force aircraft. Meanwhile, a security analyst believes China's latest menacing actions are part of their so-called gray zone tactics. Here's the report.
Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo announced yesterday that the government will file another diplomatic protest against China. This is over an incident last Thursday when Chinese military planes made a dangerous maneuver and dropped flares in the path of a Philippine Air Force aircraft patrolling over Panatag Shoal. Manalo expressed shock over the incident because the Philippines and China had agreed to ease the tension in the West Philippine Sea during a bilateral consultation.
Medyo nagka-calm down ng konti, and then bigla na lang nangyari ito. The President has come out very strongly on this, and we will maintain that position. China has always said it's wanted to de-escalate, but every time, of course, na may nangyayari na ganito, certainly it tends to raise tensions.
But for Defense Secretary Gibo Teodoro, this is expected from China. He said our soldiers should always be on alert against China, as long as our neighbor country asserts their claims over the South China Sea. He appealed to China to observe international law and the Philippines' right to patrol their air over Panatag Shoal, since this is part of our exclusive economic zone.
Hopefully, tumugon ang China sa international law at sa pangangailangan na mag-de-escalate, lalong-lalo na kung ang naratibo nila ay mali, kahit nasabihin ng publiko, diplomatic protest or whatnot. We cannot not do it kung hindi nag-aakiyes tayo.
In an interview with The Big Story, security analyst Chester Cabasa said that China's provocative action highlighted how the country lacked focus on air security.
This gives now the Philippines a double-edged sword when it comes to its sovereignty and national security.
Yeah.
Because we've been focusing on maritime security, we have forgotten about the air and space.
Cabalza added that China is currently experimenting on its exploitation against the United States.
They are looking at all the vulnerabilities of the Philippines, and it seems like while we have seen that the waters is still and quiet right now, then they have to shake the skies right now. That is an allegory that I am trying to see, because of course their objective is to confuse us. That's part of their Grayson tactics.
For News 5, Brian Castillo, we are One News.
Yun nga malilito ka kasi during their bilateral consultation meeting, ang napag-agrihan is to ease the tension. Pero pagdating sa ground, iba yung translation. So, titignan mo, ganito ba talaga yung ginagawa nilang sistema or tactics nila kapag higher up sa mga Chinese officials, ito ang sinasabi, ease tension. Pero pagdating sa ground, iba yung translation.
Wala man sinabi ang China
or
na
there's a miscommunication between them. Yung napag-uusapan sa taas ay hindi binababa sa baba.
Tapos na.
Tapos na.
Wala naman sinabi ang China na sakop yung agreement sa hangin eh.
Oo nga. Hindi nga daw. Lang. Sinabi rin yun ni
sarcastic ako, pero sila hindi.
ADG Malaya. Hindi daw talaga kasama yung...
But it's still within...
That's different. Tama yung sinabi.
No, I understand. But if this happened along the West Philippine Sea area or yung jurisdiction natin, then it's still an infringement on our territory, di ba?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter kung air or sea, di ba? We're talking about yung area.
Yung mga dispute natin more on maritime.
I cannot express my dismay. But with that, may konsensya ko.
Go.
No, I'm joking. Konsensya ko, sabi ko.
Go.
I'd like to leave everyone with a quote. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. A quote from the esteemed Estée Lauder. Kasi French. And that wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again tomorrow. I'm Angela Lagunzad-Castro. And he is Angelo Castro III. We are One News. All sides, all the time. Hubad ka, hindi pa tayo tapos.